Hello and welcome to Capitol Review. I'm Mark Hall. Happening now across college campuses. Student protest against the war in Gaza. It's also happening in the DMV, including at the University of Georgetown and George Washington University. It began earlier Thursday. Georgetown University students held a walkout there asking for their university to divest in companies that support Israel's war efforts. And joining Capitol Review is Brett Samuels. He is the White House reporter with our media partners at The Hill. Brett, welcome to Capitol Review.
Thanks so much for having me on.
Hey, well, we just mentioned we have seen protests across the country. You and I talked about here also in D.C. at George Washington University and Georgetown University. College campuses all over the country. The Israeli-Hamas war at issue. How's the Biden administration responding to this?
Yeah, well, in short, the Biden White House has essentially tried to sort of keep a careful distance from getting too involved in these protests. We've seen the White House specifically condemn shreds of these protests that have been anti-Semitic. They've spoken out about those. President Biden himself has condemned any anti-Semitism in these protests, but he has also condemned those who don't understand what the Palestinians and pro-Palestinian protesters are protesting against. So he's tried to sort of walk a careful line there. But otherwise, the White House has really been careful to shut down any calls for the National Guard to be deployed, saying that that should be up to governors. So they've really been careful not to touch this too closely, just given how sensitive and how controversial this topic can be.
Well, what impact has this had on the Biden administration, and could it also have an impact on the upcoming election?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've seen President Biden really this entire year. He's been sort of followed around whenever he goes to fundraisers, whenever he has political events around the country. There seem to be at least a small number of protesters who gather near where he's speaking to protest his handling of the war and the situation in Gaza. It just reflects sort of the continued intensity, the continued frustration amongst some young voters in particular against the Biden White House about how they've handled this. And as you said with the election, you know, young voters are really an important part of Biden's, coalition to win this election. So if those voters are unhappy with him, this could be a problem for him come November.
Do you think the president is boxed in right now?
Yeah, it's a great question. You know, I think what one former White House official told me is sort of the issue that Biden has is that a lot of what he's doing on this situation is sort of quiet diplomacy, where he's talking with Prime Minister Netanyahu behind the scenes. He's trying to pressure the Israelis to let more aid into Gaza to protect civilians more. But these protesters are obviously very upset because there are people dying, and that doesn't necessarily translate to them. That sort of this quiet diplomacy doesn't necessarily resonate with them. So he is really caught between kind of a rock and a hard place, where he needs to stand by Israel, who's a strong U.S. ally, and a lot of Americans obviously support Israel. But at the same time, he needs to show he's sympathetic to these protesters, that he's sympathetic to the cause of the Palestinians and sort of the suffering we're seeing in Gaza. So it is really this very delicate needle that the president is trying to thread here.
Brett, our final question, you may have touched on this earlier briefly. President Biden and 17 other world leaders, as you know, issued a statement this week calling on Hamas to release the remaining hostages taken during that October 7th attack in Israel. Do you know what's in the letter?
Yeah, so this was a statement that the White House worked with, as you mentioned, 17 other world leaders to put together, essentially calling on Hamas to release all the remaining hostages. This letter says that releasing the hostages could essentially clear the path for a prolonged ceasefire and a chance to get more aid into Gaza to help those who are suffering there. So the White House had been working on this for a while. A White House official told us that they actually tried to get a similar letter together earlier in this conflict, but were unsuccessful. And they really view this as a big deal because it's sort of this wide range of world leaders. You have President Biden, you have leaders from the United Kingdom, from Hungary, from Argentina, from Brazil. So really from sort of all across the political spectrum signing on in support of this letter and calling on Hamas to release the hostages. Now, the immediate response did not indicate that Hamas was going to do that, but certainly it's a sign of sort of continued support from the White House and its allies.
Brett Samuels with The Hill, thank you very much for joining us on Capitol Review.